Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. So just a quick impromptu. The boys are in town for the holidays and Laura's sick and we were sitting around bored, had a lot of bottles backing up, thought we would come on and give you a quick review of one. And this one's kind of unique. Maybe you've seen it on the shelf, maybe you haven't. This is the Lux Row. It is a single double barrel or double single barrel. What is that, you might ask? Well, they took two single barrels, one a wheated mash bill, one a rye mash bill, and they blended them together and created a 4-grain.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. And
okay.
And for anybody that doesn't know, this is Jason. He's my son. He's from Washington Whiskey. The big guy over there, that's Justin. He's my younger son. He's got a site. You've seen him in the chat a few times. He's from Complexopedia, more of a gamer type site than anything. And I don't know how active he is anymore.
Not super active on it.
But anyways, they're here in town with me, and we're celebrating the holidays. Thought we would come on and give you guys a quick review. So this is coming out of Lux Row. What?
Michael's comment.
He's right after the bottle plan.
Yeah, that was a fun video. Glad you guys liked that.
I never found the caramel note.
Maybe we'll have some caramel on this guy. A couple quick facts about the bottle, and then I'm going to crack it open and pour it, and we'll start giving you some notes. So Lux Co, they're the guys behind brands like Ezra Brooks, Rebel, and Blood Oath. They were actually purchased by MGP in 2021. So I couldn't find specifically if this is MGP's distillate or not. I assume it is. Like I said, a wheated mash bill and a rye mash bill, single barrels combined to make a 4-grain. There were 7,500 cases of this made. It's coming in at about $75, and it's 115 proof.
Question.
Yep.
They're two single barrels. Do they dump them into another barrel and then age them, or do they just dump them and mix them and bottle it?
I'm assuming they dump them into like a tote and just blend them, because I don't think they were aged together. There's nothing on any site that I found that said they were aged together.
I see.
After blending.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, good. Nice pop there. And pour one for our sick homie.
Thank you.
Pour one for Justin. Pour one for Jason. Pour one for me.
Do the go for Laura.
Set that back up there so you can see it. Give it a little spinny poo. Smells like whiskey.
It smells good.
You guys want cheers? Oh, we got a phantom hand coming in. So on the nose, it's kind of grain forward smelling. I believe I read both single barrels were 4 years old. So it's not the oldest whiskey, but it is, decently aged by today's standards. They can call it a straight whiskey, I guess. I don't know. Not have to put an age statement on it. But yeah, there's some citrus in there. It's kind of grassy and grainy, like I said.
There's like a green note to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You getting anything specific, or are you just going to nod with me, Justin?
I mean, maybe a little bit like citrus peel, almost.
Orange peel.
You guys getting any peanut?
No.
Peanut.
There's a little bit of peanut in there.
Maybe like a peanut shell.
I can see that.
Like when you're at the steakhouse and you're cracking open those peanut shells and you're throwing them on the floor, and
Yeah, it's not
eat
overwhelming.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna have a sip. So there's peanut shows up, and it's more like a peanut butter. like a creamy peanut butter. It's got a decent mouthfeel. I read online that it was kind of thin, but I feel it's a little more viscous than that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely coats the entire mouth.
Kind of like a consistency of a simple syrup.
It's a nice Kentucky hug too.
Yeah, yeah. So 115 proof, you're feeling it right down into your stomach. Kind of a long, burny finish.
It's still going for me.
Almost like a floral note in there.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. A little floral. Seeing some people in the chat here. Normally Laura's over there working the chat and she's calling everybody out. So I apologize, guys. I'm on the opposite end of the studio here, and I'm kind of squinting to see some of you.
Let's see.
Oh yeah. So David, Whiskey Bank, I watched your review too, and you said that the 23C was better than 18 by a lot. I'm interested in getting a sample of that 23C. Now, not from you, don't send it to me. I'll find my own. But so Laura and I have 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And 18 was one of my favorites out of that grouping. So if there's a better one out there, I'm wanting to taste that.
I don't think I've tried 23C.
Jason had 23B, and we liked that real well.
Yeah, no, that is
Okay.
good.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so second sip, it's not as astringent as that first sip. It's mellowed out. The peanut butter is still there.
Definitely peanut butter.
Kind of got that like you put a little peanut butter on an orange peel kind of a vibe.
I'm definitely getting more of like a wheated bourbon funk almost on that, for sure. It's weird blending wheated bourbon with a rye, because at the start it feels like a wheater, and then towards the end you get that rye spice.
Yeah. So Alex, we got this a couple weekends ago. We went up north in Washington State to Sammamish. There was an allocation lottery at the QFC there. If any of you guys know Bourbon Baller Lee, it was his store specifically, and he probably had 15 of these sitting on the shelf. Like I said, it's about $75 a piece. They're also, I've seen them on OregonLiquorSearch.com, so they're in Oregon as well. I don't know where you are located, and if you've told me before, I've forgotten, so I apologize. So you thought 15 was the best. Yeah, I'll have to revisit it. You know, when you're reviewing like 5 or 6 barrel strength whiskeys in a row, you get palate fatigue real quick. And I feel a lot of times you're just picking one to be picking one and be done drinking because it's tearing your mouth apart. I'll have to do like onesie twosies and advance one, and then onesie twosie advance one to get my best again. But I remember 18 was my favorite when we did that initially. We did get a sample of a 9 a while back, Stag 9. And that was amazing. That tasted like blackberry cobbler.
Oof.
And that was the first whiskey I've got that blackberry note on. And since then I've got it on the Russell's 13 as well. So that's pretty cool. So I'm not sure this guy's worth $75, at least off of initial pour. I'll have to revisit it in a few days. It's not bad. It's just it's very grain forward. Like I said, it's only 4 years old. It's kind of grassy, and I'm thinking that's more from the youth than the weeded mash bill.
Yeah, I don't know very many $75 bottle range like whiskeys that have the mouthfeel like that, though.
Yeah, like I said, the mouthfeel on this is very very similar to like simple syrup. It's thick and syrupy. You guys got any
I mean,
It's fruity to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking it's kind of like it's playing tricks on me. I'm getting like a fruit vibe, and then it goes away, and it's like heavy peanut butter, and then the fruit vibe comes back, followed by like fresh cut grass almost.
Okay. So I was thinking more like you're having a PB&J, but you're using like orange marmalade.
Oh,
oh,
wow.
I could kind of see that. Yeah.
Yeah, the orange and the peanut butter are the two predominant notes to me, anyways.
But it's like an off-brand peanut butter. It's not good.
Off-brand peanut butter.
It's like for me, it's kind of almost like a dark cherry.
Okay.
Yeah, the fruit notes are definitely opening up more as it's opening up.
Yeah. So, and Laura is kind of sitting way off in the distance here from us to not get us sick, and she says she's also having a sip with us. She says it's tasting kind of fruity to her as well. Any specific notes?
Not a whole lot.
The
of
light
kick.
is blinding.
It tastes fruity and burny.
She says burny and fruity. She has no palate right now.
I would agree. It's pretty hot.
Trash palate.
I do want to just kind of leave my nose in the glass though. It smells awesome.
Yeah, I ain't hating that smell. Kind of got like if you order an old fashioned and they've just set it down and they've just kind of squeezed that orange peel into there,
yeah.
express that orange peel. It's kind of got that kind of an orange vibe on the nose.
Now I kind of want to try that in an old fashioned just to see how that would be, but that's an expensive old fashioned. Use $75 bottle for it.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Definitely missing that caramel note though.
See, Daft Mill 9th summer release.
I've never even heard of Daft Mill. I'm intrigued though.
I'm assuming Scotch. I've never heard of it as well.
Did you ever try the Springbank yet?
Yeah, this is it's definitely opening up the more I sit here and spin and ramble.
No, it's turning into more of a bourbon for me.
Yeah, it's definitely on the nutty side. It kind of has like a Jim Beam nuttiness, but that orange zest is just shining through all of that peanut butter.
It's got legs for days too.
Yeah, a great color, great viscosity. Do I recommend it at $75? I probably would not buy another one of these, but if you've never had like one of the special Lux Row limited editions, 7,500 cases, that's still limited in their eyes, I guess. Maybe as a one-time purchase, if you can get it right at MSRP, I wouldn't pay a penny more for it, and I wouldn't back it up. It's not bad though. It's just not great. Yeah. So Michael Bortner, the John J. Bowman single barrel, we absolutely love, and if you can get those in that $50 to $60 range, I'd say that's a buy all day.
Didn't we score that at Total Wine?
Yeah, we had them. We got it at Total Wine. I'd never seen it there before.
You were like, "This is a unicorn bottle. You want one too?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah, unicorn is kind of a relative term. What sits on the shelf in other places we never see, and what sits on the shelf here other places never see. So, when you do finally see one,
like old granddad.
Yeah, like Major Zero with his OGD 114. He had to go to Florida to find it. But I guess he finally did. I hope he liked it. I didn't listen to his review yet. Laura throwing her 2 cents in there. I like it. So you guys got anything else to add to this?
I don't know if I'd pay $75 for it either. I'd definitely drink it if you pour it and not complain. It's a little hot for my taste, but I mean,
yeah. So just that initial sip for me was hot. Since then, it's mellowed out quite a bit, and I'm guessing my palate is acclimated to it. It's been probably an hour and a half since I had whiskey.
Yeah, I'd say my palate's a little bit numb right now. It's definitely. I think I could have like Stag after this, and it wouldn't hurt as much.
Oh, you'd still feel it. This is only 115 proof. This is just, you know, a very middle of the road proof. I'm a big fan of anything from about 105 to 115, 120. You know, that 110ish is probably the sweet spot, you know, plus or minus a little. So this is hitting me just right proof wise. And the viscosity is great. I just, it's too much peanut butter for me to give it too high of a recommend.
What do you rate it out of 10?
Like a 6.5.
6.5.
What do you rate it?
I was gonna give it like a C plus. C.
C plus out of 10.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's like a 7. Like a 7.
Wow. I think the one that would give this probably like a 8.4. 8.4.
8.4. That's very
The
specific.
The mouthfeel on this is really good. And I kind of weigh that pretty heavily when like figuring out if I like a whiskey or not. And I would say for what you're paying, you're definitely getting like the mouthfeel of what I expect from like a $140 bottle.
Okay. So Justin was the high end at 8.4. I was the low end at 6.65, and Jason was right there in the middle. You say 7.5?
7.5.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess that we average out to more like what Jason's saying. You know, take that for what it's worth. We're nobody in the grand scheme of things, you know.
A C plus out of 10.
A C plus out of 10. That is our official rating. I mean, we can sit and drink a little more and ramble on, or we can let you guys all get on with your night. We're not really we didn't really have plans to do more than just review this bottle.
And what do you guys think? Should we keep going, have a couple more pours, or should we sign off and let everybody enjoy their night?
I get another fresh crack for you guys.
All right, Laura's gonna go get us another fresh crack, and we're gonna give you a double review.
Hell yeah!
Oh God!
Rally.
We'll set the Lux Row off to the side. I have no idea what she's bringing. We got a whole table full of stuff out there. It's been backing up for a while. Well, you know, we did Advent for 25 days.
Yeah, I don't know if I could drink that much whiskey.
There's been no other reviews. Today's Blanton's review was the first non-Advent thing we've done in a month.
Yeah, and impressively, you guys are still standing. Yeah.
I don't know what all the hype is about Blanton's.
Okay. Oh, here's another interesting one. So this is the Yellowstone Special Finishes collection. It's toasted. So 100 proofer. I'm not a big fan of Yellowstone at all. The LEs are okay, very overpriced, and they seem to sit around on shelves and collect dust. They are good though. The Yellowstone bourbon itself is, you know, nothing to write home about. It's just kind of a meh, average, middle of the road type of bourbon. The single barrels are just slightly better than that. We did get the single malt last year when it came out. We were excited for it, and we got it home, and it was just kind of another disappointing offer. So again, not the biggest Yellowstone fan, but I've seen a couple online reviews of this toasted Yellowstone, and they were pretty favorable. So we took a chance. We got another one, and we're gonna review it live for you here tonight.
And I still want to smell that glass.
So Yellowstone, I believe, was also just recently purchased by MGP, master distiller Stephen Beam. So there's that family connection to the James B. Beam lineage. Of course, this does not have any Jim Beam in it. It is its own entity. And I feel like MGP purchased them pretty recently. So this is probably not MGP, but it could be. I don't know. I don't know shit.
All right.
What does the toasted mean again for someone that don't really know anything about bourbon?
So you've got your aged bourbon that was aged in new charred oak for X amount of time. Then they dump that into a toasted barrel. Toasted barrel is not charred. It's just kind of
I see.
heated up to kind of activate the wood sugars. So it's more like baked rather than flame broiled.
I see. I see.
And it just imparts a special kind of taste on the bottle. It don't smell bad.
I got this in my Advent. I got the regular Yellowstone, and all I was getting off of it was like peanuts.
Yeah.
Smells like whiskey.
Again, I'm admittedly not the biggest fan of Yellowstone's bourbons. This doesn't smell bad though. I don't know that I'm getting that classic toasted note on it. It don't smell
There's
like
no funk at all that I normally get on something that's like double oak or toasted or anything of that sort.
So double oak, typically I get like a real buttery, almost like a gym sock or stinky foot nose on them. And I can usually pick them out pretty easy. I'm not getting that on.
It's kind of got like a sugary candy smell going on, kind of.
Yeah, it smells very, very sweet.
I'm not mad
Bowman
at this one either.
cask strength.
That sounds awesome.
I would love to have a John J. Bowman at cask strength. I assume you mean single barrels, so that would be fantastic. I see Myron's in the chat. Hey, Myron, what's up? Dave Bogle samples.
That tastes pretty good.
Oof.
Mike, Whiskey Basket. So, yeah,
Better than the original.
this is definitely better than the original. This is one that I can actually sip and not think I'm wasting my time.
It's got that woody note that I like too, kind of as it finishes, maybe like the mid palate.
It's super sweet. It's got a touch of oak, not like,
Ooh, and then like chocolate.
yeah. It's that sweet oak fading into like a dark chocolate,
Yes.
almost like a mocha.
Like overwhelming too. Like wow.
Yeah, this one's not bad.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of this. It almost reminds me of like getting like one of those like dark chocolate covered cherries minus the cherry. I won't.
So yeah, when I'm first tasting a whiskey, it kind of falls into a couple different categories for me. It's either sweet, it's fruity, or it's floral. And this one is definitely in the sweet category. I don't get fruit or floral on it.
No.
I get all of the sugars, the caramels, the brown sugars, the burnt sugars, the creme brulees, all that kind of stuff. I get all of that on this sip. No fruit to speak of.
And I think that's just my palate. I just prefer the bourbons that have that fruit note just because it just expands on the experience, makes it a little bit more complex.
Yeah. I mean, I like those notes as well. When you get too much going on, it kind of muddies the experience for me, and a lot of that complexity is lost unless I spend just a lot of time with it. Yeah. For the sake of just reviewing these impromptu and giving like a 10-minute review of each one. I'm not gonna, go into too many complex nosing or tasting notes. At 100 proof though, it's got a good mouthfeel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as viscous as that Lux Row, but it's not like super thin either.
I kind of see what you're saying about the chocolate covered cherry now.
Yeah.
It's like on the end for me. I can definitely see what he's talking about.
Yeah. And there's just like a touch of nuttiness on this one as well.
I think I like this better than the Lux Row.
Yeah.
See, this has all the flavors that I like, and the Lux Row has the mouthfeel that I like.
Do you remember what we paid
Able
for
to
this?
just put the two together, it would be perfect.
Where'd we get it for?
You paid for it at Total Wine.
I'll look it up.
What is everybody drinking in the chat? What are you guys sipping on right now?
Yeah, so Laura's looking up what we paid for this. I'm guessing it's probably a $60 to $70 bottle. I'm kind of okay at that price point. I wouldn't recommend it if it was above 70. And it's probably not one that we will buy another of.
It's $59.
It's $59, even better.
That is.
Dang. That's a really good price for that.
Yeah, plus our hell tax in Washington.
Okay.
But if you can find it for 59 in your state, it's worth picking up. Again, it's not one that I'm going to back up or bunker or anything like that, but this will sit on the shelf until it's gone. Maybe during one of our like official live streams, it'll end up in a sample pack to somebody. I throw random samples into those and hand deliver them to people from time to time.
Yeah. Looks like Russ said he's having the Knob Creek SLB pick.
Okay. Aside from like mail ordering, that kind of stuff, we don't get access to a lot of those picks. I think Dave picks them up. Is it Benny's or Harry's or Benny's? And Harry's the guy that owns it or runs it or whatever. You hear him always talking about Harry on their live stream, and he's the dude that runs the show, the shop where they sell all those out of.
It's kind of like you got to know a guy.
Yeah, you got to kind of know a guy, or you're paying $20 shipping for the bottle. And I'm not going to, spend an upcharge for a pick from another channel plus shipping, so we don't get a ton of those anymore. Back in the day, we used to get a lot of other channels picks, and a lot of them have been good. A lot of them have been, I feel like they picked them just for the sake of picking them.
Tell you what, Copper Sky from Bourbon Junkies. That's one of my favorite by far.
It's one of the weirdest pours in the world, though. Madeira finished Copper Sky.
It's like
it's probably still available because nobody bought it.
It's like having waffles with butter and syrup on them, and it's just like you're not really drinking a whiskey at that point, but it still tastes great.
What's the proof on this one? Did you say
it's 100 proof?
100 proof. Oh
yeah,
big bold letters.
Yep, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished with toasted oak staves. So it's not even put into a toasted barrel. They put toasted staves into the barrel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Again, not bad. This is probably another 6.5 out of 10 for me.
See, I'm a little bit more generous on my rankings. I'd give this one like a 7.6.
Yeah, I'm thinking a C+ out of 10 again.
C+ out of 10. So, I mean, the Baker Boys average is C+ out of 10, I guess. And we didn't mention it earlier, but Justin's a big Irish fan. So he don't drink a ton of bourbon. He drinks a lot more Irish whiskey.
Yes.
Jason, y'all know he's the Scotch guy, and I'm the whiskey guy. I like it all. It's got alcohol in it. Yes. Fill my glass.
Yeah.
I like this one more than the Lux Row.
Yeah, see,
And Laura likes this one more than the Lux Row too. You can't taste it though. Your mouth is acclimated now.
I had that Tin Cup 10 year in my Advent as well, and that stuff was quite delicious.
Nice. Tin Cup's a good one.
Z-Man, that's awesome. 32 years as a nurse is difficult. It is a high stress job. It's physically demanding. You wouldn't think that of nurses, but I don't know how big of a person your wife is, but Laura's about 5'4", and she's giving me the look. You're lifting people Justin's size.
Whoa.
There are
No
so
voyeur
many
allowed.
there are so many injuries in the nursing community. Lifting patients, you're dealing with people that are sick, they're passing out, you're catching them, you're moving them, you're adjusting them in bed. All that stuff adds up on the body over time. I could not imagine doing it for 32 years. So cheers to your wife. I'm glad she made it that long, and hopefully her health is intact. So cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Whew. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's good stuff.
toasted Yellowstone, much better than the Yellowstone single malt. much better than the Yellowstone bourbon.
I'd have to revisit the other Yellowstone, but from what I've had of this, I'm a fan.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot else to say about this unless you guys want to do another quick review of something else.
I'm down.
I mean, people aren't leaving, so Laura's gonna go fetch us another one real quick. We'll do a third review. Like I said, we got a lot of bottles out there on the table. They've been piling up for over a month.
Yeah, I got here Monday for Christmas. I walked in and I looked at the table and was like, where am I gonna sit?
Yeah.
Bottles everywhere.
Yeah. So if you guys watched our like bar tour, studio tour, I showed that spot on the table where, we'll put all of the new bottles for the month there until we can do our bottle haul video. That way we kind of just keep track of where they're all at and we don't lose any. Got the dog in here sniffing at me now. Sorry about that. Get out.
Go on, Finn.
So we keep them all on the table there. Well, there's a lot. There's probably 30 bottles on the table.
I would agree with that. That's being kind of generous too.
Go to bed.
Finn, out. You got one of them dogs that's got like that tail that whips you. I mean, his tail is lethal. He's like dented beer cans and knocked him out of my hand with that tail.
I'm pretty sure he's broken glasses.
And he's over there whipping this tripod that the light's on. I thought he was going to knock it down.
He knocked my Glencairn off the table the other day.
Yeah.
Just a lethal tail.
Going high proof now.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oh, now, Myron, if you're still in the chat, Bourbon Drop, you know what this is. You know how we got it. This is the old line cask strength American single malt. It's a ex-military owned distiller out of Maryland.
Oh, yeah, hang on.
And this pour right here is something fantastic.
Kind of like single malt.
I'm gonna pour a little one because this one's gonna kick you right in the teeth in a good way. Yep, Myron's still in. He knows what's up with this pour. And I mean, you can see, Myron, we got a little dent going in this thing already. That's a December acquisition. So doing Advent, sipping on this guy because I'm a big American single malt fan. Whew.
This one's got a lot going on the nose.
Yeah, so that chocolate covered apricot.
Chocolate covered apricot. Interesting. That's something I'd actually like to try.
Take a sip, you'll
See, now I feel like that's deceptive.
I like the color on this one too.
Oh, so Michael Bortner's got the port and the sherry finished old line. I would be interested in trying those as well. We don't get these out here. So, hadn't even heard about it until Myron started talking about it on his channel. And, through the miracle of Whiskey Tube friendship, we were able to have our guy hand deliver some stuff back and forth. And man, this is just one that I'm so happy that I was introduced to because it is just a great pour. And since we've been sipping on it here at Baker Drinks, I've passed the fact that this bottle exists onto Mark at Northwest Bourbon, who is also a veteran whiskey tuber who loves to highlight military-owned distilleries, and he's reaching out to these people to see if he can't get them on his channel for his Distiller's Perspective series. Oh, there's a cognac finish too, man.
Damn.
Cognac finish might be really
So
good.
Randy at Tiller's, the proof, it's 61.8%. So it is a hot bugger.
Yeah, don't take a deep breath after that one.
What you think of that?
It's very good.
Man, it is just so good.
That is, I kind of get like a leather couch note right up front. And then I can kind of see where you're saying that chocolate covered apricot.
Yeah, I mean that sip I just had. Of course, I had the Lux Row and the Yellowstone toasted before this. I would say like chocolate covered berries now.
Berries.
Yeah, some sort of like dark fruit.
Yeah, I
covered.
definitely agree. Dark fruit.
Yeah. So Jason and I have been filming a couple videos together because Laura's been sick and down for the count. You'll see in one of these videos coming out real soon. Jason was calling out a pretty specific tasting note. Purple.
Purple.
I get purple on this.
You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you can taste the color blue. Sometimes you can taste the color green.
Get that purple.
I was
drink.
definitely getting the purple taste.
Like that
It tastes
Kool-Aid.
delicious, by the way.
It is damn good, and I'm getting chocolate covered purple.
Chocolate
Yeah,
covered
exactly.
purple.
See what I'm saying? Big Cat. I would check out Westland if you want to stay local to Washington. And then I just picked up a bottle of Copperworks. I got a Total Wine barrel pick, and that stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, Copperworks, formerly 206 Distilling.
That's the Log Cabin.
Log Cabin. Oh, never mind. So Copperworks, they're in Seattle as well. They're all in Seattle. Jason's from Seattle.
Yeah.
They used to make beer, and then they got into distilling beer to make spirits.
Yeah, Copperworks. I believe they are pot still.
Yeah, you called it.
Yep. It's got that. It's an American single malt. It's very good. Pacific Northwest just has a legit single malt game going right now. And apparently Maryland does too, because that's fantastic.
I think both Westland and Copperworks use local ingredients to Washington too. They source
Okay.
everything in Washington, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
What's the proof on this guy?
61.8, I believe I said
So 120
just a couple minutes ago.
Okay.
Oh, 61.8 is kind of specific.
All right.
So, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, this one might be the best one so far.
It's my favorite by far. Like,
Twice barreled.
I would give this guy like an 8.5.
Yeah, I was going for like that 9 spot. So I agree. 8.5, 9.
So you're
An
going
A minus?
B plus, A minus out of 10?
I would say an A- out of 10 on this one.
I'm thinking like B- out of 10 myself.
Oof.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So Whiskey Basket, we do have that JD twice barreled single malt. And interestingly enough, we just poured a pour of that yesterday. So you bought one yesterday. We took a pour of it yesterday, probably the first one since early summer.
Wow.
When
Okay.
you don't hit your limited edition bottles super often,
Yeah.
and when you have a few of them, like we've been fortunate enough to acquire, you rotate it.
Yeah. Haven't touched the Coy Hill in a long time.
Coy Hill is like super special occasions. I'm never going to be able to replace that bottle, and I'm never going to replace it for what I paid for it.
Yeah.
I mean, we paid $78 for that. 143.3 proof.
That's a steal.
It's crazy to think how much some of these bottles are on secondary and how much you've actually paid for them.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Old Line sources out of Ohio. Interesting.
I might have to be a mooch and steal yours.
Whoa.
I see Tater Dom in the house. Cheers, brother. Yeah, guys, if you've got access to this and you've been like walking past it on the shelf, if our palate is one you trust, and I mean you don't know Justin, and you just getting to know Jason,
Barely know me.
but I've been around a while. Laura's been around a while. Myron's been around, a lot longer than us. If we've got palates that you trust, you can rest assured that this is a fantastic pour. Do not sleep on it. If you live East Coast where this guy is available and you've been walking past it, you don't need to anymore. You can pick one up. It's a good pour.
Yeah, no, I stand behind that one with 2 feet.
I can appreciate the flavor, but a little high proof for me. Most Irishes are usually around that 80 to 90 proof mark. They don't really go above that.
Yeah,
That's kind of like where I like to stay.
you and your Irish.
Yeah.
You like that? Was it the butter cookie?
Yeah, on the red breast.
That note that you get. I get
Yeah.
that on most Irish.
What's your favorite Irish you've had?
I mean, red breast 27 would have to be my favorite. Coronado.
Later.
Yeah.
But if I had to just pick one
Irish.
an attainable Irish, like Green Spot.
Green-
Green Spot's really good. It has that butter cooking note, but also has a really good, almost not quite Jolly Rancher-esque, but apple note on it that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just stands just slightly better than Red Breast 12.
So that's your Irish daily drinker, the Green Spot.
Yes.
Okay. What's your Scotch daily drinker?
Ooh, that's easy. Ardbeg 10.
Ardbeg 10. And what are you paying for an
Ardbeg.
Ardbeg 10?
Well, I used to pay about between 55 and 59. Lately, the places I go, they've been having it around that $70 price point. But I did find it at Fred Meyer on sale for $59.99, and I got a couple of them there. So
okay,
yeah, I want to pay more than that for it.
Yeah. So I've had the Green Spot. I don't know that we have any currently.
No, I think you said you weren't going to replace that bottle.
We may have killed that bottle. I've got some other spots.
He's got some other spots.
We got the gold spot, and yeah, no, it's way over my head. but as far as the spot Irish whiskeys go, the green was a good one. It was, I can appreciate that being a daily drinker. It's probably comparable to the Red Breast 12, which most people can relate to, or head and shoulders above like a Jameson's.
Yeah, I got the Jameson 18-year, and I really like that one. But for what I paid for it, I don't think it's necessarily worth $150, which is what I paid. I think $155. I would say it's more comparable to like an $80, $90 bottle.
Okay.
Realistically, I understand 18 years of aging, it's going to make it more expensive just from that. But
yeah, so I don't know how the aging goes in Ireland. But here in America, the older something gets, the more expensive it is, because the distillery's taxed for every year they have that in the barrel. So
I didn't know that.
So that's like crazy. An 18-year-old whiskey is taxed 18 times.
What?
Before they ever make a dime off of it.
That's kind of crap.
Yeah. So that's kind of why people are and I think it's even an old metric by today's standards, but they always talk about $10 for year of age being the value of a bottle. I think it's probably more like 12 or 15 these days with inflation and supply and demand. Cost of everything's gone higher these days.
Well, if the same applies to Ireland, then that's a steal for Jameson.
Yeah, I don't know how Ireland works. I don't, and I have no idea how Scotland works either. We've got some Ardbegs here in the house. We don't have the 10. I don't know that I've ever even had the 10.
I'll bring you a sample, but that one, just for a daily drinker, the price point, I would be Ugadal, but I mean that $110, $115 price point for a daily driver.
Yeah. So we've got Ugadal, we've got the Corey Vrecken, and we've got the Harpy's Tail, which is the newest, the 13-year. All of those are fantastic, but they're way too expensive to be a daily drinker for me. As far as scotches go, I'm thinking daily drinkers, more like the Bunnahabhain 12 or the Brook Lottie Classic Lottie.
That one was delicious.
Those are more in that $50, $60 range that I feel more comfortable going back to more often.
Sure.
And then when you're coming around to me, the bourbon guy, as far as daily drinkers go, for me, I'm looking at
Russell's.
So I'm not gonna lie, I do love those Russell's single barrels. I love the rare breed. Rare breed's a little hot for a daily. I think it's more of like a Friday night type of thing. The Russell's single barrels are a little spendy.
I agree with you 100%. That cask strength is delicious.
That's a fantastic pour as well. It's a little spendy for a daily though.
Yeah.
and it's not as readily available.
Yeah, I would rather have the Redbreast cask strength over Green Spot. It's just more expensive getting the cask strength.
Yeah, and back to the daily for the bourbon. A lot of people think that I'm this big wild turkey guy. I must love the 101, and that's my daily. I just don't. And I get it's the same mash bill. It's 6 to 8 years. The 101, it's a good mixer. I don't mind putting that in a cocktail, but I'm not going to grab it and just pour a neat pour of it. I would rather do like the Cooper's Craft or the Early Times Bottled in Bond. I like that Brown Foreman profile in the 100 proof range a lot more than I like the Wild Turkey in the 6 to 8 year type of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Old Forester 100, that kind of range.
I like the Old Forester 100 more as a mixer than a sipper.
Okay.
Now, if you're talking Old Forester 100 single barrel,
yeah, the single barrel one.
The rarity of that guy kind of excludes it from a daily sipper category, but that was in our running for whiskey of the year. It went pretty deep in the tournament. It made the Elite Eight in our Advent tournament.
Yeah, I think when we first started getting into whiskey, I think you were saying that 1910 or 1920, I think it was the 1920 Old Forester was one of your favorites for a while.
Yeah, and it still is. I just don't find myself reaching for it super often anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I forget that it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those like first experiences of something that has a superior mouthfeel was that 1920.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm kind of done sampling whiskeys at this point, unless you guys want to do one more.
I'm not going to say no to free whiskey. I mean,
we've been on about 45 minutes. We were planning on being on like 10. Laura's going to run and grab another one. If you guys don't mind hanging out for another 10 minutes with us, we'll sample one more. This has been kind of fun hanging out with my boys. This is not something we do often. We're not all in town together at the same time very often at all. So this has been a lot of fun, and sharing the experience with all of you makes it even more special. So we appreciate the 15 to 20 of you that have been in and out of the chat. We appreciate you being here quite a bit, and I'm curious what she's going to bring back.
Same. If I had to pick a non-peated scotch, because I know a lot of people don't like the peat, I'm probably going to say the Dalmore 12 every time.
Yeah.
I know it gets a lot of hate because it's got food coloring in it or whatever. I mean,
yeah. So Scotch
Scotch
purists give Dalmore a lot of hate because they add coloring to it. Scotch doesn't have the same rules that bourbon does. They can add stuff like color to it. It don't change the flavor. The stuff tastes good, and if that's what's important to you at the end of the day, it tastes good.
Yeah, I do like the Dalmore 12. I think.
Yeah.
As an Irish drinker.
Damn, you're trying to kill me, Laura.
So Laura brought us a Still Austin cask strength single barrel. This is Barrels for Hope is a charity online barrel club. They donate to, I think, 3 or 4 different charities. Each bottle they put out, or each quarter?
There's 6 picks in a year.
6 picks in a year, and I think each quarter the proceeds goes to a different. Like one quarter it's a military thing, one quarter it's like a battered female thing, one's like a child thing. So very noble organization. Lance from Whiskey Tornado and Josh from Stuff and Whiskey and a few other people are heavily involved with the organization. It's called Barrels for Hope. You can look them up and decide if you want to join. But this is our latest from them. It's Still Austin cask strength.
I do like Still Austin.
Yeah. So I think I was on a I wasn't on the live stream, but I was in the chat on a live stream with Bobby from Bad Axe Bourbon a few days ago, and he had Nancy Fraley in there with him, or maybe it was Independent Joe. I don't remember.
Don't forget the homie.
Oh, I got to pour one for the homie too. But Nancy Fraley was in that chat, and I Oh, you got the heavy pour.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
you don't want to pour it in your
I'm
glass.
not pouring your sick germs into my glass. You can drink it or not.
It'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
I
So
already do feel better.
so Nancy Fraley was in the chat, and I asked her. I gave her the barrel number on this, and asked her if she was involved in the pick on Barrels for Hope,
Ooh.
and she said she wasn't. She doesn't do single barrel programs, but she did say like the number on this guy. Oh, so the proof on this guy, 116 proof. She said that they've started doing 116 proof barrel entry, and then I believe they add water to it as it evaporates to keep it at that proof. And that was pretty interesting. I didn't know that that was a thing. So Still Austin's doing that apparently.
Came across this real fruity for my first sip.
Yeah. So, and you know, everybody has their opinions on Texas whiskey because it ages really, really quick, and it puts some very, very interesting flavors
Dude,
on
it's
the whiskey.
hotter than the depths of hell.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Because it was Independent Joe.
Okay, so thanks, Jeff. I knew it was one of them channels that Nancy was there, and
What is it?
so it was on Independent Joe's. I'm probably the Christmas Day one, right? Nancy was his guest on the Christmas Day show. You know, all these other channels I've been calling out, guys. I'm such a horrible friend to them. If you're not subscribed to all those guys, please do so, because you know they influence me quite a
Yeah.
bit. Tiller's Bourbon Challenge, Myron from Bourbon Drop, Whiskey Basket, Independent Joe, all these people that have been in here that have channels. I don't know if mods have been dropping links to them or not. Anybody that I've mentioned that we follow, Mark from Northwest Bourbon, on and on and on. Please, if we're calling them out, they're friends of ours, and we really enjoy their content and feel like you would as well. So follow them, please.
And so if you think real hard and you smell that with your eyes closed, you get like maybe a like kind of root beer, cream soda.
Oh, so those like hard root beer candies.
Dude, yes. That's exactly where my mind went.
Wow.
What about you?
That's actually really
The
spot
little
on.
root beer barrel candies.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I
Wow.
was trying to think what that flavor is.
He
'cause
just
it's
did like a
familiar.
Jedi mind trick on me because I've never got that note on this before. But
Also, they called it like a butterscotch bomb, but I'm not getting that.
wow.
I'm getting it on the nose now too. That's all I can think
Mm.
about is the root beer candies.
The nose for sure. I've only sipped it once.
So on the palate, I get some hardcore butterscotch.
Ooh.
Wow. Like I could have one of them little yellow hard butterscotches in my mouth right now.
The shiny wrapper or the yellow clear wrapper?
So like it's shiny yellow cellophane.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Grandma's got it in a candy dish.
Or in her purse.
You know, even like when you're sucking on it and you get that like thick butterscotchy sugary saliva, that's the viscosity of this.
Yeah.
Wow. Alex, that's awesome. Cheers to you.
Are you getting that root beer candy note?
This is like, and thanks Dom for dropping links. That's awesome. You know, Joe is probably one of the hardest working wrenches in Whiskey Tube, and he's followed closely by Chris Jenkins and Tater Dom. You guys are all awesome dropping them links. But man,
Yeah, dang. On the money.
yeah, Dave, I didn't get a sample of that, or maybe I did. I'll have to look through what your guy hand delivered me. If I do, I'm going to do a comparison of these. And if you want, I can have my guy hand deliver you a sample of this one so you can compare as well. Just let me know.
I didn't know A&W was from Canada.
Oh, yeah. Was not familiar with that.
Okay.
You know, we got an A&W here in town, and it,
Mm.
it really does just taste just like that root beer. Like, I get that note for sure. I get a little bit of the butterscotch, not as much as I think you guys are on this whiskey.
On the palate's butterscotch pretty overwhelming for me.
Yeah,
But the smell, I mean, that's like a freshly unwrapped root beer
Mhm.
candy.
100% on the nose. I just think it's just all mental for me
Yeah.
right now. Why I can't taste anything but
You
root
taste
beer.
root beer candy.
Exactly.
He's doing the Jedi mind tricks again. So Dave, you've actually got a package that's headed your way. I used a different guy this time to deliver it than the last one, so it's taken a minute longer. I apologize for that. It could also be the holidays, but I've been looking every day to see the progress, and it's getting close. Maybe this next day or two you're gonna get that package from my buddy, and I hope you like what's in it.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you guys rank this whiskey?
So I'm a big fan of the Texas whiskeys. A lot of people give Texas whiskey a lot of hate just because, you know, they're stats people, right? A lot of Texas whiskey is young. It's like 2 to 3 years at the most.
He's getting orange marmalade in this. Are you getting orange marmalade?
Gotta go sample it again.
Yeah. I can appreciate your orange marmalade. I don't know that I'm getting that specific note, but I'm definitely getting citrus, and it's like thick, like a marmalade would be.
For me, I'm kind of getting like, you know, the white part of an orange.
The pith.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting a little bit.
Okay.
I can see citrus though for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I can appreciate it.
I'm getting like a root beer candy wrapped in like an orange peel.
He,
It's a weird combination. Now.
he's hyper focused on that one note.
Hey, he gets a note. He gets a note.
So, what would you say is the final score for this one?
This guy right here, I'm gonna say it's comparable to the old line. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Okay.
I mean, this is just fantastic. And like I said, Texas gets a lot of hate, but I think people listen to other people and don't try it themselves. I guarantee you, if you were to poll all of Whiskey Tube, 50% of the people that say they hit Texas, 50%,
guys.
50% of the people that say they hate Texas whiskey have never tasted Texas whiskey.
Yeah.
Or maybe they had Balcones rye.
Or they had
Yeah.
Balcones rye.
Balcones rye.
Balcones rye is
Give it another
bitter
shot.
black coffee.
Give it another shot.
Yeah.
So I think this is a cool thing that they've got going
Mhm.
with how they donate and whatnot. So I got to give it a solid, just a B out of 10.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. If it wasn't Texas, I could rank this higher. I'm going to give this a solid B minus.
Okay. So B minus, an 8 out of 10. Baker Drinks Boys scores. Let's see what Alex scored. Alex, where are you scoring it? On a scale of, like F to 10. We'll give him a minute to reply. And in the meantime, I feel like I've been rambling here. Myron, you have no idea. You should have heard me talk after doing that Blanton's fresh crack. So this Saturday, the 30th, Baker Drinks will not be live. That'll be two weekends in a row. So if you're missing us, I apologize. We will be live on Sunday the 31st. Late. Normally we go on at 6 Pacific. We're going on at 9 Pacific, Sunday the 31st, New Year's Eve. We're going to kind of be part of this ripple across the country. I think it's starting with Matt at Whiskey Wisdom out on the East Coast. We're going to ask you to not go out and party and drink and drive and get yourself in trouble.
It's not worth it.
We're going to ask you to stay home and drink with us. So Matt is going to start early, and he's going to go to midnight East Coast and maybe a little longer. I feel like there's a couple channels in the middle of the country that are going to be jumping in and out. I don't want to speak for any of them and commit them to it, but we've talked to a few people that are into it. Laura and I will be starting 9 p.m. Pacific, which is midnight East Coast, and we're going to go till midnight here or just a little after. Probably not going to.
Is New Year's Eve a Sunday?
It's a Sunday, yeah.
Sunday.
Probably not going to drink them as fast as this. We've been on 1 hour, 1 minute and 7 seconds, and I've drank 4 drinks, one 115 proof, 100 proof, and 2 cask strengths.
Yeah, I feel like the proof just kept going up.
Yeah, so on the New Year's Eve stream, I'll drink a little slower. I'll be pounding some water in between so we can stay with you the full night. Laura should be 100% or close to it by then. She'll be joining, and we hope to have you all on with us as well. It's going to be a good time. There's going to be lots of giveaways. We will be giving away 2 full bottles of whiskey. I can show those to you.
Hell yeah.
Our 1250 subscriber giveaway. We've got the McKenna 10-year, the Maker's Mark cask strength Dunker.
Yeah, damn.
Jesus.
Heavy-handed on that one.
Those are going to be given away. We will also be giving away samples. It's going to be a good time. We'll have some guests. We'll do a lot of talking ourselves. We're just hanging out. It's going to be a good time. So don't go out and drink and drive and get yourself in trouble on New Year's Eve. Know that your friends on Whiskey Tube are going to be here trying to provide some entertainment and, keep you engaged so you can drink at home with us.
Do I just got to be in the chat for the giveaway?
You have to be in the chat present. Sure, Edward. Love it. I don't know, guys. Do we want to do one more or are you done?
I'm down for one more. Like I said, I'm a mooch. My glass is empty.
All right, we're gonna do a 5th bottle review for you guys, and then I'm probably gonna call it because I think
I got to golf in the morning.
Yeah, Jason's golfing in the morning. He's probably gonna have to steal some of my Z-Biotics tonight.
Yeah, I swear she's trying to kill me.
But that Still Awesome cask strength pick from Barrels for Hope is fantastic. What's Dave saying there? Kelly 15, kosher wheat 7. Oh, this is just a day in the life of Dave Vogel saying out on the trail hunting whiskey.
Dave Vogel samples.
Yes.
Good Lord, that is a hell of a haul.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
So Whiskey Basket wants to know if you're playing ball or disc.
Ball golf, actually. I used to play a lot of disc golf. I frequented it's called Pier Park in Oregon, single malt every day of the week.
I was thinking the Green River, but just hand them both to me.
Oh, God.
Hell yeah.
I guess we're doing 2 more.
I mean, we could let the chat pick if they want to pick.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So we've got the Westward. This is a Westward Club pick. It is a single malt finished in cognac. Like I said, this is exclusive to the Westward Club. And then the Green River Bourbon 90 proofer. I've never had this. The same guy that delivered me the old line from Maryland also delivered this one.
So when I've had Green River, it's always been from Taco Time, and it's been like a green juice.
All right.
I did enjoy that Green River. Good drink.
I got the cellophane off of the Green River.
Chug, 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 chug.
The faux tax strip has ripped. It's showing. Myron would be thoroughly disgusted because he cuts his all with a knife. You're getting a baby pour.
Much appreciated.
Z-Man says 2 more.
You're getting a baby pour. Z-Man, I like how you think, buddy.
So do I.
Laura's getting a baby pour.
I don't think my liver likes how he thinks.
Handing one to the homie. I'll have like a normal
Regular
pour.
You should get a medium pour.
Yeah. We'll put the... So this is Green River. It is the pride of Owensboro, Kentucky. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, non-chill filtered DSP KY10, 45% alcohol or 90 proof. I've heard some great things about the Green River. It's not available here. So again, we had to have a friend hand deliver one to us. And this is my first, oh, it smells pretty damn good. Right?
That's
Oh,
Oh, the boss is like telling me I got the wrong bottle showing. Sorry.
I'll take that.
There's almost like a funk on the nose. What is that?
Yeah, so Shredward, you see Westward a lot in NorCal. Coming out of Portland, Oregon, you know, we were like bored one day. We're like, well, what the hell? Let's go do a distillery tour. What's available? So we set it up with Westward, went there with no expectations. We did the tour, and we were the only people there. It was like a rainy day. We were late. They called us and were like, hey, are you coming? Because you're the only people coming today. They treated us like kings. They let us sample literally everything they had. They had one, it was just called Barrel 35, and it was literally the 35th barrel that the place ever produced.
Damn.
Wow.
They're like, this is not for sale. Employees can't even have it, and we're going to give you a sample.
Okay.
It was amazing. The first class treatment they gave us. And aside from that, the whiskeys were great. Had no idea I was an American single malt fan prior to that. And, you know, we just fell in love with it. We joined the club. We probably bought 3 or 4 bottles to take home with us on that trip. They freaking sell their empty barrels for $50 a piece.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
That's really good.
You know,
Really
and
good
if you're a
price.
woodworker like I am, that's a lot of board feet of oak for $50. That's an amazing deal.
Yeah. I mean, that's what can make something like this right here.
This is good. I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, so Green River bourbon, if this was readily available around me, that could be my daily drinker.
I was thinking kind of something similar. You know what the price is on that one?
I do not. I don't know anything about it. It's not available around
Oh,
I
here.
think
fair.
it's like $40.
Oh yeah.
Laura's saying it's probably around $40, and for $40, I could crush that.
You know what this reminds me of? This is like what we wanted larceny to be. Regular larceny small batch. This is like what we were hoping that would be. So
So,
it did not turn out that way.
oh, larceny's weeded. Is this weeded?
No.
No, because they have a weeded mash bill as
Okay.
well.
I feel like somebody said there was a weeded
The
one.
cheap basket's at $30 to $35.
Okay.
So I was even wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is crushable, like dangerously crushable.
Yeah.
At that price range, I could go through a lot of this.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
pretty.
honestly, I'd like to do like a side by side of this with some other bottles around that price range, see how it would
Mhm.
stack up.
I mean,
It's
not
almost as
tonight.
fruity as,
But
Buffalo Trace.
yeah, I would do a side by side comparison with just straight Buffalo Trace at 90 proof as well. Super fruity.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
crushable.
I'd even put it
About
up
this
against,
about the same price.
I'd even try to put it up against like Eagle Rare because we can find Eagle Rare in Oregon around that price point. that
Well,
$35
no,
mark.
Eagle Rare's gone up in Oregon.
Has it?
It's closer to $40 these days.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, they had Eagle Rare for $115 out the door in Seattle at some place.
Jesus.
I asked him to look at it. He rang it up, and I literally walked out.
Was that the 750 or the 175?
It was the 750 mil.
Wow.
Yeah, 115 out the door.
That's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Nope.
That's hell to the no.
Yeah, I literally just walked out.
Mm-mm-mm.
Weeded is supposed to be better than Weller.
Okay, Weller Special Reserve.
Weller Special Reserve. Yeah.
So the Weller Special Reserve is about a $40 bottle here as well.
Is it? I got mine, I think.
27.
I think it was 37 and now it's around 40.
I got mine probably 2 years ago now, year and a half ago, for like 27 out the door in Oregon.
Yeah. So 2 years ago to now, price has gone up considerably.
Yeah.
But the Weller Special Reserve, it's not the best pour out there, but it's not bad for the price.
No, especially for a
I
weeded bourbon.
certainly wouldn't pay a penny more than MSRP for it. And at $40, it's hard to pull the money out for it.
Yeah.
You know, $30, it was a lot easier.
Yeah. $40 at that point, it's, do I think this is going to be better than like Eagle Rare?
100.
That's crazy, man.
Ouch.
You know, I've seen prices like that for even like Weller 107 at some of the local liquor stores here in Washington. I've seen some of the prices for stuff like I've seen Weller Special Reserve for like 60, 70, and the Weller 107 for like $110. I mean, that same store, I've seen Blanton's going for like $160.
Yeah, so Blanton's everywhere is ridiculous unless you can get it like in Oregon with no tax, and they sell it for $64 now. It used to be $59. It's up to $64. If I can find Blanton's for that, I used to get it. I've got all the letters now. I'm not chasing it anymore.
Yeah.
Unless
Blanton's was nothing special, anyways.
Unless Jason and I do more reviews of it where we like drink the whole bottle in one review.
It's looking for that caramel now.
Yeah, he said caramel. There's no caramel in that bottle at all. And they have that. They have Blanton's at that same store. It was $3.50 out the door. I just laughed at the guy.
Jeez,
Like, what the hell?
We call those a museum.
Yeah,
He's the same guy that told me I could videotape and then yelled at me for videotaping.
just got to get the spy glasses. So,
Yeah, there you go.
so Myron, if you're still in here, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that's a good bottle.
Hooking us up with that one. Again, it's just not available out here. So, it might be available in a year or two, but as of now, it's not available. So I was never going to taste this, and the whole world is raving over it. And I can see why. It's good juice at that. Where'd the Westward go? Oh, it's right here.
I've been hiding it.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that one's not weeded because it tastes very similar to some of the weeded whiskeys I've had.
Damn,
So,
Z-Man,
I'm
that's
curious to
harsh.
try that.
You paid for it and then was told it was out of stock.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, not like it matters, but they would be getting a no-star review from me.
Yeah, Google always tries to tell me to leave reviews on places I go, saying that my reviews have apparently been seen by a lot of people. And then I look at what my review was, and it was like, good prices, thumbs up. And that was the
Yeah.
review.
So you want some of this one, or you?
Might as well.
Yeah, Laura's keeping pace.
Laura's sick as hell, and she's been going drink for drink with us.
The elixir
Actually,
of life.
The more I drink, the more I can actually taste. So I don't know. But
The whiskey's the cure.
The whiskey's the cure.
You heard that from Laura, not from me.
Yeah. So guys, you've all seen this. I think they call it the geometric bottle. It's got these weird, like almost diamond shape across the top. The Westwards, they're just solid bottles. They're a bit on the spendy end.
Yeah.
But for a 100%, like everything is grown in Oregon, it's distilled in Oregon, it's aged in Oregon, and then sent out to the world. It's a fantastic pour. And if some people had mentioned SLB Drinks on here earlier, Kurt Luddington from SLB Drinks, he named the Westward Cask Strength his whiskey of the year for 2023.
Wow.
And he's hoping to come out and do a pick this year. They're getting put on the map with sites like that, calling them out. Laura and I have been shouting them out for a while. Again, we're nobody, but if you see them, check them out. Get on board before the price goes up, because when sites like that start pushing it, they get scarce and expensive.
And how much was this bottle right here?
So this is a club exclusive.
Special one.
And I don't know what Laura pays for these, because she does all that. It comes out
I think it's around 100.
Yeah.
around $100 quarterly.
Yep.
We get a special bottle.
Gotcha.
So I got this in my advent calendar, their flagship bottle, and it won the whole advent calendar. It was absolutely delicious. At literally that night after I finished the sample, I signed up for the same thing. So March, I'll be getting me a club exclusive, and I already went to the bottle store and bought me their flagship bottle. It's absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I mean, just off the nose of this, it's like all the bottles that we've had, different kinds of bottles.
Through. Not sure what happened there.
I call it wet
Little
wood.
Flash.
I love that wet wood note.
Wet wood.
Yeah. So Laura's parents, they just went on a cruise.
Yeah.
Caribbean cruise. They took Charlotte, Laura's daughter, my stepdaughter, along with them, their stepsister. They took her along. They came back and they brought us. They knew we like alcohol. They think we're absolutely ridiculous having this channel. They don't understand it. But anyways, they're like, you guys like alcohol. We're going to bring you back this bottle. They bought it duty free. It was Hennessy Pure White, I think.
That sounds right.
It's a cognac.
It's like a super
And I've had
hard to get cognac, I think.
Out of the country cognac.
I've had cognac finished whiskeys before, and I like them.
Mm.
But until I drank that Hennessy Pure White cognac,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really understand the influence that barrel had on whiskey.
Oh yeah, no, it's
And
it's night and day now.
just putting this up to my nose. So Bourbon Baller Lee's in the house. Cheers, brother. Hopefully you get a little more business, because I've been talking about you all night. I'm sorry if your ears are ringing. Guys, if you're ever in Washington State and you're within like it's a good 2.5 hour drive for us. If it was 3.5 hour drive, I would still go visit Lee.
Damn.
So we started off this stream, Lee, reviewing the Lux Row that I picked up at your shop during your allocation raffle.
Excellent bottle.
Yeah, guys, go visit Bourbon Baller Lee if you're ever in Washington State. Sammamish QFC tater bottle. Oh, it's a tater bottle too,
Oh.
right? Yeah.
Cheers, Tater.
Anyways, back to the cognac story. Tasting those types of spirits,
Mm.
you get a new appreciation for what it does to the whiskey you're drinking. And that's actually something that Laura's going to be doing here in February. She's starting a new series on Baker Drinks, where she's going to get a finished whiskey and then also taste what it was finished in. So like she's starting off with a unicorn. So she's starting off with High West, the Prisoner's Share, or High West, the Prisoner. And she's got the Prisoner's Share Red Blend, which is the
Prisoner shares the whiskey.
the cat-
Prisoner is the wine.
yeah, it's the wine that they finished it in.
Okay.
So that'll be the kickoff to that series. But I'm guessing there's going to be a cognac one as well with that Hennessy Pure White.
Yeah, this shit is good.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I don't think Westward has missed yet on all the stuff that I've had, and I've had about 4 different bottles of theirs to sample.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
initially I get that just grape explosion, and then it fades into that dark chocolate mocha, almost like a coffee finish.
Mhm.
You need to relax on that, because it's finishing and every note you're saying is hitting that next level. You want these Jedi mind tricks.
No, it's like you
You're
said,
influencing me
good
too
dark
much here.
chocolate, and then just kind of got like a nice, just subtle coffee that just kind of hangs out on my tongue for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it don't have the greatest mouthfeel, but it's not necessarily bad.
I don't think it's one that you necessarily get specifically for
So
that
so
mouthfeel.
Lee, you came in right as I was talking about it. Laura's family just went on a cruise, and in the duty-free shop, because they knew we drink whiskey, they picked up a bottle of cognac for us. It's a Hennessy Pure White, I believe. We've never had any cognacs in the house before. We've had some cognac finished whiskeys, and we typically like them. But I was saying how after tasting just cognac, I can appreciate the influence that puts on the whiskey, and I can pick up those grape notes on this.
Definitely.
Yeah, and in case you missed it, we're drinking the Westward. It's the Westward Club cognac finished.
It smells so good.
It really does have the best nose of all of these here. And honestly, I mean, I'll kick it off first. As far as a ranking goes, I would give this a solid A minus, like a 9.1, 9.2, right in that range. It's
Okay.
an excellent bottle.
A minus out of 10. How about you, Jason?
This is like a solid A out of 10.
A out of 10. I'm gonna give it like, so I've had the Westward cask strength, which is the A out of 10 for me. Coming in at 90 proof, I'm gonna give this like a B to B plus out of 10.
That's fair.
Just on proof, it's 90 proof. I feel like it
Bless you.
cask strength, this would be a home run.
Bless you again.
Laura's over there sneezing her ass
You
off.
get one more.
So we came on here tonight, guys. Carlos, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Carlos.
28 years ago with cognac. That's awesome, Lee. Get your shit together. So we came on here an hour and 22 minutes ago. Just an impromptu live review of the Lux Row double single barrel. We've been having so much fun, you know, drinking whiskey and hanging out with everybody. We decided to do 6 reviews. or I mean, I don't know how much of a review we did. We drank 6 whiskeys.
Yeah, I don't like seeing how many pours we've had.
The bottles are
Only an
piled
hour
up
and a half.
here. We appreciate you guys all hanging out with us tonight. Again, it was impromptu. There was nothing planned. We from the bottom of our heart appreciate you giving your time to us, coming on here and watching us be stupid and drink these whiskeys. Like I was saying earlier when we were about to sign off like 20 minutes ago, next live stream, New Year's Eve, 9 p.m. Pacific till just after midnight. Don't drink and drive. Stay home and drink with us instead. With that, guys, I think we're going to say goodnight to you all. Going to go drink some water and take some Z-Biotics and Purple Tree so we can function again tomorrow. We appreciate you all. We love you all. Thank you so much. Cheers to you.
Cheers,
Cheers,
everybody.
everybody.
You gotta cook it out, Justin.